Welcome to today's Explainer. We're jumping right into the ultimate backyard mystery today. Why your pool is turning green even when your chlorine levels are testing sky high. We've all been there, right? But today we're going to look at the science to get your water crystal clear again.
Okay, here's our roadmap for this investigation. First, the green pool paradox. Then, cloudy versus clear green water. We'll follow that up by unmasking the chemistry suspects, deploying the SLAM method, and finally, diving into the cleanup and maintenance.
Let's start with Section 1, the green pool paradox. High chlorine, green pool.
So why is my pool green if chlorine is high? It's literally the ultimate paradox for any DIY pool owner. You're staring at the swampy backyard, you check your test strips, and the chlorine color is dark purple, indicating it's sky high. Yet the water looks like a high school science experiment. How on earth is that physically possible?
Well, let's look at this quote from Beatbot. A pool can test high for chlorine and still have too little working chlorine to stop algae. This absolutely shatters the biggest myth in pool care, the idea that more chlorine automatically equals a clean pool. You see, your test might be reading total chlorine, but that doesn't actually tell you if that chlorine is free and capable of working. Sometimes it's completely locked up. And actually, sometimes you weren't even dealing with algae at all.
Which brings us to Section 2, cloudy versus clear green, diagnosing green water.
This right here is the crucial pivot point in our diagnosis. You've got to look at the visual evidence. Notice the stark difference? Cloudy green means we are absolutely fighting an organic algae bloom. The water is dull, it's hazy, and it's usually paired with those gross, slippery walls. But a tinted, clear green, that points straight to metals. It means you've got oxidized copper or iron in your water, maybe from a well or old algicides. The water looks tinted, but not murky.
And guys, this is exactly why you need to know the difference. Warning, adding more shock to a clear green pool can make the color worse. If you misdiagnose a metal problem as an algae bloom and just go dumping in more chlorine shock, you're actually going to trigger further oxidization of those metals. You will literally make the water color even worse. If your pool is clear green, or if it turned green instantly after adding shock, stop adding chlorine immediately. You need a metal sequestrant instead.
All right, moving on to Section 3, unmasking the chemistry suspects, water chemistry barriers.
So here's the deal with free chlorine versus combined chlorine. The crucial point is that a high total chlorine test can completely trick you because total chlorine is just free chlorine plus combined chlorine. Free chlorine is the active sanitizer that's still working. Combined chlorine is the used-up residue. If your combined chlorine is above 0.5 parts per million, you are just smelling chloramines. That strong pool smell everyone thinks means a clean pool, nope. It actually means your chlorine is completely exhausted from battling contaminants and isn't actively sanitizing the water anymore.
Now, check out this number, 30 to 50 parts per million. This is your ideal target for cyanuric acid, or CYA. Think of CYA as sunscreen for your chlorine. It protects it from burning off in the sun. But if you overuse stabilized chlorine pucks and this number creeps too high, it causes what we call chlorine lock. Your chlorine is physically in the water, sure, but the high CYA renders it completely useless against algae. If it gets too high, your only real option is to partially drain and dilute the pool.
And here's another hidden suspect, 100 parts per billion. You want to keep your phosphates below this danger zone. Why? Because phosphates act like an all-you-can-eat fertilizer buffet for algae. If you have high phosphates, maybe from fertilizer runoff or leaves in the pool, the algae is going to consume your chlorine way faster than you can possibly add it.
Next, let's talk about the Langelier Saturation Index, or LSI. This is a measurement of the water's ability to absorb and hold solids, indicating if water is corrosive or scale-forming. Think of the LSI as your pool's overall blood pressure. You want it perfectly balanced, ideally between -0.2 and +0.2. If it's too high, your pool forms nasty calcium scale on the walls and inside your salt cell. Too low, the water becomes acidic and corrosive, literally eating away at your pool's plaster and plumbing.
Okay, let's get into the fix with Section 4, the SLAM method, destroying pool algae.
SLAM stands for shock, level, and maintain. It is the definitive method for turning a cloudy, algae-filled pool back into a swimmer's dream. And I cannot stress the maintain part enough. This is not just a one-time careless chemical dump where you walk away for a week and hope for the best. No, this is a sustained, aggressive attack on algae. It requires patience, dedication, and you absolutely must have a fast DPD chlorine drop test kit. Those little test strips, they simply will not cut it for this process.
Here are the steps, and listen, the order matters immensely.
1. Balance CYA between 30 and 70 ppm, and lower your pH to between 7.2 and 7.5. You have to lower that pH first because chlorine is way more effective in an acidic environment. 2. Clear out the leaves, then calculate and add liquid chlorine to reach your specific shock level. 3. Test and add chlorine 3 to 4 times daily. 4. Brush and vacuum daily. And 5. Run the pump 24/7. The real secret sauce here is step 3, testing and replenishing that chlorine multiple times a day while brushing the walls and running that filter nonstop. You are actively fighting a war against a living organism that wants to multiply.
So, how do you know when you've actually won? Well, you've got the SLAM success criteria. The water is crystal clear, combined chlorine is 0.5 ppm or lower, and overnight chlorine loss is less than 1 ppm. According to this method, you can only declare victory and stop slamming when you meet all 3 of these strict criteria perfectly. Test it when the sun isn't a factor. If you stop early, I promise you, the algae will come right back.
Finally, Section 5, the cleanup and maintenance. Clearing the battlefield. Here's a massive point of confusion for folks. Shock kills the algae, but the cleanup isn't over. The filter still has to remove the dead material. A cloudy blue or gray pool after shocking just means the algae is dead. The chlorine did its job. But look, chlorine doesn't make debris magically evaporate. If your filter is dirty, or if you aren't vacuuming the dead organic matter out of the pool yourself, that hazy residue is just going to sit there indefinitely.
So let's look at some advanced cleanup tactics. Run the pump continuously until clear. Backwash the filter when needed. And to make this recovery way easier, deploy robotic cleaners like the BeatBot AquaSense X. Our sources highlight some pretty amazing advanced tools that can do the heavy lifting for you here. The BeatBot AquaSense X actually maps the pool using its hybrid Sense AI and 29 different sensors. It scrubs the floors, the walls, the waterline, and get this, with its Astro Rinse Station, it empties its own debris basket. That saves you hours of back-breaking manual labor while you're recovering a green pool.
Now, stop the trigger. Avoid overusing stabilized chlorine. Manage metals if using well water, and maintain steady pH. Once your pool is clean, your ultimate goal is to stop the original trigger so you never have to slam again. The best way to avoid spending days in recovery mode is to maintain a steady free chlorine range, manage your pH, and seriously, stop throwing in those stabilized chlorine tablets once your CYA levels hit that 50 ppm limit.
Which brings us to our final question. Are you truly balancing your pool's chemistry, or are you just treating the symptoms? Before you dump another expensive bucket of shock into a green pool and cross your fingers, take a hard look at your test kit and ask yourself that. Diagnose before you dose. Do that, and you might just solve the green pool paradox for good.